Hello again. We are continuing our discussion of linear equations by talking about how to write equations of lines in point-slope form, which is another form that we haven't really talked about. This is what it looks like. It is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And just like before, y and x are going to stay as letters, but the y1 has to be replaced with a number, m has to be replaced with a number, and x1 has to be replaced with a number. So there's three numbers I need to replace. Here's the steps I'm going to use in order to do that. I need to find the slope. I'm either going to be told what that slope is, or I'm going to have to calculate it, just like I had to do in the last lesson. All right, and then next I need to plug an x and a y. I'm going to call that x1 and y1. I need to plug those in where x1 and y1 are in the equation, and I'm going to plug m into that same equation, and I'm done. So it's actually a lot easier than writing it in slope-intercept form. Okay, so here's one where the slope is given. Find the equation of a line with slope 3 halves that goes through 6, 5. Okay, so I find the slope. I was already told that's 3 halves. Okay, x1 is going to be that 6 in the point that I was given, and y1 is going to be that 5 that I was given in the given point. I have everything I need. I just need to plug it in. Y minus 5 equals 3 halves times x minus 6, and I'm done. I don't need to simplify anything. It's in the right form. It doesn't look nice because of the parentheses, but trust me, it's done. All right, here's one where 2 points are given. This is going to take a little bit more work, so I find the slope. I look at the change in the y's from 9 to 12, and that is a change of 3. Then I look at the change in x's from 4 to 8, and that is a change of 4. So my slope is 3/4. Again, I can use any point I want, so out of simplicity, I'm just going to use the smaller numbers 4 and 9. That's going to be my x1 and y1, so I have those, I have my m, and I just plug them in. Y minus 9 equals 3/4 times x minus 4, and I'm done. Okay, I could have plugged in 8, 12 as well to get y minus 12 equals 3/4 x minus 8. It's the same equation of the same line. It just doesn't look the same because of the three forms, standard form and slope-intercept form and point-slope form, this point-slope form is the one that does not have to be unique. There's not just one way of writing it because I'm plugging in any point that's on the line. So I will keep that in mind when I'm grading your answers to things because there's more than one way to write a line in point-slope form only. All right, so if I'm converting to standard form, let's say I'm starting with this line that's already in point-slope form. Y minus 9 equals 3/4 times x minus 4. That's the last example that I did. And I'm going to use distributive property on the right because I have parentheses. So that 3/4 is going to be multiplied by the x and by the negative 4 that's in parentheses. So y minus 9 is going to be 3/4 times x minus 3/4 times 4, which is 3. So that's how I get that. Okay. Now remember, standard form means the x's and the y's are all on the left and there's a constant on the right. So the x's right now are on the right-hand side. To get rid of them, I add the opposite, which is negative 3/4 x, and I need to do that to both sides. So I get negative 3/4 x plus y minus 9 equals negative 3/4 x plus 3/4 x minus 3. All right, those x's are going to be gone on the right-hand side, leaving me with just a constant. So now I have negative 3/4 x plus y minus 9 equals negative 3. So remember, I don't need any constants being added or subtracted on the right, so that negative 9 has to go. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. If I do that, I get negative 3/4 x plus y minus 9 plus 9 equals negative 3 plus 9. The 9's on the left-hand side are going to cancel like I want them to, and the right hand is going to simplify to 6. So I have negative 3/4 x plus y equals 6. So now everything is on the right side, or everything is on the correct side, rather. But remember, in standard form, I am not allowed to have fractions, first of all. Also, the number that is in front of the x has to be positive. Those are rules that we have to follow. So that negative 3/4 x needs to become a positive whole number, and the way to do that is to multiply it by negative 4. 4 to get rid of the denominator, and negative to get rid of the negative. But if I do that to the x's, I have to do that to every single term. I can't just do it to the x's. It'll change the equation completely. So I multiply the left side by negative 4, I multiply the right side by negative 4, and this is what I get. All right, 3x minus 4y equals negative 24. That is the equation of the line we just figured out in point slope form, but now I've converted it to standard form. It's the same line, it's just represented with a different equation, and there's always ways to do that. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know, and I will see you tomorrow.